Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today this is the start of my executioner force. I've been slowly assembling a 1500 point force for my battle in September. I think it's September the 30th we've agreed to at Warhammer World. So it's 1500 points. So I think it's a Vanguard detachment, so I have to take 3 elites at least, 2 HQs maximum, and the rest is just, you just go along and just do it yourself. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be taking 6 of these aggressors, and I'm going to be taking 2 Primaris dreadnoughts, what they're called, Redemptor dreadnoughts, a repulsor tank, a 5-man squad of intercessors, a flyer, and a Primaris what's it called? A Primaris Librarian. That's it. A Primaris Librarian I'm going to be taking on my list. But hey, let's jump in and let's take a look at some of these models I've been making. So these are my aggressors, and this is the sergeant of my aggressors. So I've changed the heads out for Mark III. I love the Mark III pattern. The Mark III pattern is by far my favourite pattern of armour. So if I have a chance to use this anywhere, I will use it, and I think they work really well with this set of armor. I think it really goes awesomely well with it. You can see all the skulls I got put on this guy. The executioners are quite a brutal force. They're kind of like world eaters, but the loyalists. So you know, they do chop people's heads off and take their skulls as prizes and stuff to show off, like, you know, they are the main guys. I've like put 2 skulls on his fists here. Like I said, this is the sergeant, and I put like a big skull on his waist here. So this is like an Astartes skull. Maybe these are like, I don't know, generals of like rebelled armies or something. He's like took their heads and put them on his fists. The model itself, I absolutely love these models. I think they're great. I've gone with the bolters on all 6 of these guys. I just love the bolters. I think they look really cool. Again, more of these skulls down here just to give these guys a little bit of personality, separate them from other things on the battlefield. Again, 2 more down here. So you can see, if you zoom right in, you can see like bolt, like where, like, you know, like the actual skulls have been caved in and stuff like that. If I actually just grab the pack, because I got these off eBay, Green Stuff World, I think it was like £10 for like 100 skulls. So the skulls are really nice. If I can just try and get some in there, you know, there's all like different variants in there. They're actually all human skulls. There's no like Xenos skulls or anything in there. It's all human skulls. Of course, GW has released their skulls now as well, so I think I'll be picking them up. But I'm more or less going to be picking them up for my Grey Knight army, which I'm going to be showing off soon as well. Since they have a lot of demon skulls in there, I'm going to be putting a lot of demon stuff on the bases of those guys. Right, if I just move these aggressors just out the way over here, I'm going to bring in close air support flyer. So this is my flyer I've been working on. I assembled this the other day. Again, this is for my executioner force. I've never had a flyer before, and I was on the GW website, and I was actually going to go for, I think I was going to go for the Storm Talon, something a lot more bigger. But I just love the look of this. I love like the blast shield kind of effect, like it's all closed down. It's very armoured and brutal. I don't know why, it just hints executioners to me, like the way it's all reinforced and strong and that kind of effect. So that's why I went with this one, and you know, it was actually a really fun model to assemble. Like I said, I've never had a flyer before, but this one was really fun to assemble. I love the rocket pods. I love like the big gun at the front, the Gatling cannons on its wings. It's a really nice, fun looking model. Really, I can't wait to see how this performs on the tabletop. It'll probably blow up on my first turn, but hey, who knows? Hopefully it will survive and take down an entire army. Right, so the next thing I want to speak about is paint schemes. So this is a test paint scheme I'm doing for my executioners. Now, for those of you who know, the executioners are like silver, but they do have like a bluish tint to them. Now, this paint scheme I think won't work because it's too bluish. I think you can kind of see like a hint of silver in there, but I think the blue overpowers it a bit too much. As you can see, if I just open this here, you can see like I think there's more or less too much blue on this model. This is just a test scheme, you know, there's nothing, all the colours haven't been put on. I was just testing the blue from, if I can find, where's the paint gone? Here's the paint. If I just grab this paint here, this is the paint I used, Scale 75, Cobalt Alchemy. Really good paints, actually, really good paints. You can use these with both airbrushes and paint. Obviously, if you use them with airbrush, you just need to thin it down a little bit more. But a really good paint. I think I'm just going to paint it Lead Belcher, do some highlights, Necron Compound, you know, dry brush and stuff like that, and just go back to the more that silvery kind of way. And I think Duncan does a really good tutorial on the YouTube channel where he basically gets some Lamiate Medium, and I think he mixes it with Guilliman Blue, and he puts like that blue kind of tinge effect on Grey Knight. So I think I'm going to go down that route, because I think this is just a bit too blue. Again, tell me what you guys think. If you like it, do you think it suits the Executioners? I'm just not convinced at the moment. But hey, I'd love to hear your chaps' feedback in the comments to see what you guys think. Again, just a test scheme, so let's see how that goes. Right, the next model that actually came like the other day is the Gravis Captain, obviously in Gravis armor, in the Captain in Gravis armor. With this guy, this is off eBay. I just bought this guy separate. But what I'm definitely going to do with this guy, I'm going to cut off his hood at the top here, and I'm just going to have like this neck piece running all the way around. I'm going to have him like very brutal, because I don't want this guy enclosed. I want his full face showing. I'm going to try and get like a really like angry kind of face, like he's just raging and roaring. With his actual hand, where's his other hand? This hand which holds a bolter. I'm going to try and like put a chain in his hand, and on that chain wrapped around is going to be like a chain of skulls just dragging behind him. So, you know, this guy is like, you know, he's like basically like the keeper of skulls. He's like killed so many warlords and stuff, and he's just kept their skull on a chain, and he just drags them around with him everywhere. His hand here, I'm going to cut this off, and I'm going to put an axe on. If anyone knows Executioners, they favour axes, so I'm definitely going to be giving this guy a axe. And on the note of I just knocked something over. On the note of Executioners, these are the Executioner decals I got from Chapter Customizer. I'll put the link in the description if anyone's interested. Oh well, I'll actually put it in if people request it. I won't put it in right away, but if people want to see all the other chapters they do, then let me know in the comments, and I will put it in the description. But yeah, these are the decals, and the really good decals. I was actually expecting them to be very low quality, but the quality is like Forge World-esque quality. I'm not lying. I'm not trying to big these guys up or anything. I was really surprised at the quality. I thought the quality was fantastic. If I just put it back here, it's probably best to do that. So these are like ones for like repulsor tanks, small like rhinos, probably like dreadnoughts and stuff, smaller kind of vehicles, smaller kind if you want to put them in different places, and these are the ones up here like for shoulder pads and stuff like that. So I'm really pleased how these came. I got two of them, just in case GW decided to shut these guys down or something. I don't know, but yeah, I just stocked up just in case. I probably should have shown these off with the Dreadnought. These are the Dreadnought arms. I love, like, in the Dreadnought now, if I just get it back here, you can just like put these guys in and swing it around and like multi-pose these things now. Like all the joints are like are all posable and stuff. I just really love what GW's done with these new models. Like how you can have, you know, it's just not a static pose anymore. You can actually do all kind of different stuff with them. Here, this just clips onto here. I'm actually going to magnetize this to make it a bit more secure. So that goes on there. Like I said, I'm going to magnetize that bit there and that bit under there, so I can swap that out with the plasma cannon for more kind of what's it called? Variety. There we go. Spat the word out. And lastly, it is the Librarian. Now I haven't even started to assemble this guy. He's not even come out of the box. Look, he's still got all his wrapping on. So like I said, I'm gonna have a Primaris Librarian with my army. Definitely going to swap out the head. I don't like that like old looking guy head at all. I think I'm actually going to give him like a Grey Knight Psyker face instead, because those guys' faces I feel are a lot more cooler in the psychic area than this guy. But if I switch over to the back, I was thinking maybe just keep this normal helmet on, but we'll decide when it comes to it. It's all about putting it together and to see how they look. Hey, maybe if we try and get like a Mark III kind of Psyker head somewhere, that may be fun. With the bases, with these, I'm going to do them Valhalla and Blizzard. So I'm going to get like, it's going to be like kind of rocky with like bits of snow on it. and with the snow, and then I'm going to get some, I think it's called Blood for the Blood God, and like flick some of that on it, so it's like, you know, it looks like a bloody battle, because like I said, the executioners themselves had a very, very brutal chapter, so I want like blood and guts everywhere on their bases and stuff like that, to show like these guys are just ripping people apart and taking their skulls and all that kind of stuff. So this is it, guys. This is the start of my force. Hope you've enjoyed it. I've got a lot more to do, a lot more to show, so if you're interested in staying along with the blog, then hey, subscribe, and hopefully I can do these guys justice and bring them to life in my own little way. And that's probably me done. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. I shall see you all very, very soon. If you guys got any questions, any feedback at all, any tips, because again, this is my first time jumping into doing executioners, then please, I would love to get as much information back to me as possible. Just post in the comments. I'm always active, and I'll always speak back to you, chaps. So yep, that's me done, chaps. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and enjoy the rest of the week. See you now, and bye bye.